Hello there, Commonwealth from here, and let's all laugh at PlayStation 5 Pro $699.
That's a scam!
And you know what? Nintendo can do something absolutely hilarious in the next few days. It looks like the reveal news is pointing very much forward that it is happening this month. That really means one thing. That means next week. Because the week after that is the launch week of The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, obviously with reviews being focused there and launch trailers. So they're not going to reveal it in that week. That leaves us only with one opportunity for Nintendo, and that is to literally reveal the Nintendo Switch successor 1 week after Sony revealed PlayStation 5 Pro. And it would be the perfect timing when you think about it. Like, Nintendo stays away from the week that Sony's taking their embarrassment, while they have all the attention of the world when it comes to a week that is not a release week for any of their games, and where you get this perfect strategy where, one, you humiliate Sony, and two, the news is kind of muted at first because you have a new Zelda game coming out the week after, especially if we talk about that were revealed on Wednesday the 18th or Thursday the 19th of September, because you will have all of these other news stories coming up. You have Zelda, we have the opening of the Nintendo Museum, then Super Mario Party Jamboree. And speaking of Super Mario Party Jamboree, here's another clue why the system might be revealed next week. Or this week even, if depending on when you're watching it. It's because Nintendo's just been pushing everything out. It's not just the Nintendo Directs. No, it's the previews of The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which was fine. That was like 3 weeks before the launch of the game. But when we look at having the week after that again, the previews of Super Mario Party Jamboree, then you start thinking, why would you have this already at this point? Because the game is coming out on the 17th of October, right? Shouldn't this be at the beginning of the month? Yes and no, because when we look at the launch of Echoes of Wisdom, that is Thursday the 26th of September. And obviously you don't want to take away attention from that game in its launch week. So that would explain why they're doing this. But why not have it like next week than the previews? Well, the answer is simple. The Nintendo Switch successor might be revealed that week. That means that you would have to have that preview even earlier, and that was this week. By all means and indications, it seems like this is it. And it's not only by deducting from all of this. No, we also had the Mario and Luigi trailer, Brothership trailer. A lot of new footage confirming that this game is the real deal in November. But it seems like Nintendo's just getting the stuff out of the way to reveal the big thing, the thing that we all wait for, the Nintendo Switch successor. It's been 7.5 years since the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and it still hasn't had its successor revealed. And I'm gonna bring up a few examples here, because I did some screenshots. A lot of indications are coming out. Yes, there have been bullshit stuff like Paul 4chan post. I'm not even gonna put time on that. It just says pre-recorded trailer September 18th, approximately 9 minutes. The rest, I'm not gonna even go into because I'm not even gonna go into more specifics. What I'm more interested in is what Paul Gale brought up in one of his tweets right after the reveal of the PlayStation 5 Pro. I cannot verify this firsthand, but something huge just came my way. Supposedly, quite recently, a trailer-like commercial was filmed to promote a certain next-generation console. If this is indeed the case, they're 6 weeks away from a reveal. 1 week. If we look at September 10th, and the fact that October is filled with Super Mario Party Jamboree, and it's also in Nintendo's interest to just get this out of the way before their big second half of 2024 lineup really comes into fruition. Next week makes sense, you know? It just makes sense to have this system revealed at that point. And what's more interesting is Paul Gale's tweet was responded by Stealth saying that Nintendo could do the funniest thing and announce Switch 2 supports physical games and isn't $700. Haha. And to that, Paul Gale replied, "Big games coming, $400 price point, physical software accepted, backwards compatible, spring 2025 release. Sounds perfect." Would I say this is it? Well, not really, because yes, we had Mighty Keith as well coming out with this picture of Reggie saying, "Nintendo preparing for a surprise announcement Friday." Well, it's not going to happen probably this week. I think we're talking about next week. I think Nintendo just want to distance themselves from Sony and then humiliate them next week, followed up by boom, here is our Switch lineup towards the end of the year. I really think that is just the perfect strategy from Nintendo in just dominating and getting the easiest reveal to release cycle for the successor system, especially now that Sony with the $700 or $699. Such a beautiful number, right? Has just handed it to them. If they go out and say $399, even $449, they win, you know? As long as they don't say $499, I just don't see how they can lose this at this point. To the point that even Arlo has been saying that, uploaded yesterday as of this upload, is the Switch 2 reveal coming this month, sooner than we think. Like, Arlo doesn't make these kind of videos unless it's rather clear that we are upon it. Like, there's been so many reports after reports, starting from late August with Brazil and so on, that it just feels like it is right around the corner at this point. It just makes sense. Like, the only thing that is left for Nintendo is pretty much to reveal this system. We know about pretty much all of the specs of this thing. We know that the whole big selling point is 4K upscaling, which is being made possible thanks to the custom NVIDIA Tegra T239 chip with Samsung 7LHP process. All of that combined allowing for 4K upscaling when docked to a TV, and that is the big selling point to show that this is a big leap from the Nintendo Switch. But obviously, it's not just about 4K AI upscaling through DLSS, deep learning super sampling, but it's also a big upgrade on the outside, mainly from obviously the base model Switch, the $299 Switch, that we have had in our hands now for 7.5 years. Updated version since 2019. But it's not just repeated reports as well, with Full HD, 1080p, 8 inches Samsung LCD display for on-dock play, and 5th generation VNAND Samsung SSD storage for faster loading times. It just goes without saying at this point that Nintendo has nothing to lose. The yen has strengthened compared to other currencies. PlayStation or Sony have literally handed this victory, this W, this V, this victory to their hands. Like, it goes without saying, I think this is happening next week. And if not, then of course I will admit I was wrong. But I think it is next week, and I'm prepared when this historic moment comes. In fact, I'm bringing a very special someone for that video. Everyone is excited. I think developers most of all, especially with backwards compatibility being pretty much a given at this point. Like, look at the massive library of games that we have from the Nintendo Switch, both when it comes to Mario, Zelda, soon to be Metroid as well, Smash, Mario Kart, and so on. It's just a no-brainer. And I think with the games being revealed most likely in this, that being Mario Kart, new 3D Mario, either at least one of them, possibly both, along with an upgraded version of what we saw from Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, possibly even Pokemon Legends ZA, like Elden Ring. There's just so many possibilities, this reveal. The collab between Nintendo, Nvidia, and Samsung is just wow. And we know that from Well-Trend that production is starting. Leaks can happen at any moment. It's a wise decision by Nintendo to reveal this system sooner rather than later. I think the further you're away from the holiday season, the better for such a reveal, and then you can just drop a bunch of theme bundles. That has also been rumored, the Switch OLEDs, alongside the Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Switch Lite, and hopefully maybe also a price cut, because it's about time that happens. Anyway, I want to see your opinion, obviously, in the comment section down below. Is it happening next week or this week, depending on when you're watching this? I want to see your reply down below. If you haven't already, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and press that notification bell to not miss any of our upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 videos. And last but not least, a big thanks to you for watching, and to all of our awesome patreon.com/Common Realm patrons. Special shoutouts go to raw producers Zach Johnson and JC Funk, and heroes Holly Wolf, Cheryl, and Garrett Hoy.